all year to be here, to ride the wave of the water frontier. The ocean's warm and the tunes are chill. We'll stand here till we get our fill. We're working hard and we're playing hard too. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Time to go big or go home. And I ain't going home, cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. Everything we've ever wanted's right here. Don't wanna blink just to fight the fear that our time will pass way too fast. And I'll be dreaming of the beach another year. We're gonna have the time of our lives. Days and nights with the sun in our eyes. And a wild tide under bluest skies, tearing up the shoreline. Cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. We're gonna ride the summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. The summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on, the ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day.
Ha! I pressed the wrong hotkeys. But we're here. We're doing it. We're again. I'm shaving my head off of my own screen. There we go. Alrighty. So, wow, what a day. Today is gonna be a day, guys. Welcome everybody to our 32nd episode of Sand and Shadow, our homebrew D&D campaign set in the Desert Kingdom of Abu Kanasta. We haven't done a roll call in so long because I have been just so like, we gotta get through this, you know what I mean? So I feel bad. But hey, you know what? Now's a good time as I need to go through the roll call. My name is Ikan, I'm the Turtle VTuber, and I will be your humble dungeon master for this campaign. And then starting from your left, my right, if we're going with a mirrored system here, we're gonna start with the wonderful not_mafia_.
Yes, hello. I'm not Mafia with underscores. And I am playing Violet, the Reborn Warlock, rogue. And I've spent the past 40 minutes looking into Vampire the Masquerade and how character creation works.
It's a fun
Hell
game.
yeah. If we want to play Vampire the Masquerade, I'm totally in.
It's a pretty cool system.
Yeah, no, I've got like so many vampire characters that I've never gotten to play because I've never found a decent group for it.
The 5th edition version of Vampire the Masquerade is really fun.
Yeah, I've got the book right next to me.
Um, going forward, we have the wonderful Wailing Frog.
Hello, I am a frog that is wailing. I play Millennia, the Thunderwolf.
There will be no subtext provided beyond that.
No, there will not.
Next, we have the wonderful Lumi.
Hello everyone. My name is Lumi and I play Visper, the chaotic sorcerer. Ooh, I still suck at these.
It's okay. We haven't done them in a few weeks, so you're good. Going down, we have the lovely Laser Rabbit.
Hi everybody, it's Cherry, aka Laser Rabbit, aka the person who just wrapped up their first full week of film school and is very tired, but is very psyched to get into some Dungeons and Dragons today.
Well, let's shake off that studious nature with some mayhem, shall we? And then, of course,
Absolutely.
last but certainly not least, the wonderful Rune Phantom.
Hey, what up, everybody? I'm Rune Phantom, and God, today out of character is shaping up to look like a perfect day for me. But man, I am not excited for Squarb today. He's having a bit of a time, man. Squarb Featherfowl is
He's going through
to
it.
the point where he's contemplating turning in his badge.
Damn, he's really going through it.
Oh yeah, no, like you accidentally get a bunch of civilians killed, and I mean suddenly you're just like, shit, what am I even doing
Like,
here?
am I even on the right field right now?
Right?
Well, without further ado, let's do a bit of recap, shall we? Where we last left off, you guys had safely returned back to the city of Blasphatan after narrowly avoiding the loss of 2 of your members due to a dangerous venom that has been injected into their body that has been put on temporary hold, known as the corpse explosion venom, a very magical venom that has been created by the cult of Golion, a group of apocalypse cultists who you recently found out, according to one cultist, they're just evil for the sake of evil. They believe in absolute destruction of all things with seemingly no end goal. Besides absolute destruction, but thanks to some quick thinking and some medical ingenuity, with the help of a still unknown and was the still unnamed elvish doctor and Violet's efforts and knowledge and toxicology, you were able to create a sort of pseudo anti-venom that will, instead of curing you of the venom, Ember and Violet of curing you of the venom, it just put a stop to it from like killing you when you guys are running a little high. You guys also were successful in rescuing 14 children from a slave trade, and you were able to bring them all back with you to Blasphatan thanks to the help of Kassar's portal, and you were able to, and Kassar and Etna were willing to shelter them in one of their many safe houses that they have across the city, in order to kind of prevent them from getting into the system and then getting lost to all time as we know it. With that, Titan, your your friend who you met quite a while ago, the very large Earth Genasi desert tribesman who now works as Kassar's like go-to muscle, he is in charge of taking the children to the warehouse. And before we forget, because I know somebody's going to bring it up eventually, yes, I do have something planned for Bobbit the Bullet. We will get to that during the session, but just know that, yes, Bobbit is still there. No, I didn't leave him behind on purpose. Maybe I left him behind on purpose. But when you guys returned, you went ahead and you gave all of the necessary information and extra items that you were able to procure during your time in the Feywild to Etna to provide you guys with payment for services rendered, which, if I recall correctly, I have it up here. I did
232
give
gold.
232? Perfect. Yes, everybody should have been paid 232 gold. Go ahead and add that into your inventory if you haven't already. And then, yeah, so with that in mind, you guys are still in the office of Kassar, but Kassar has stayed behind so that way he can create the portal for Bobbit to teleport Bobbit when the time comes. So in the meantime, what would the five of you like to do now that you're back home?
Well, I know Scorb and I have Serena and the cultist to take to jail.
Yep, gotta go report into Skaraudine headquarters
Yep.
and let them know how badly we fucked up.
Okay. And what of the rest of you? What would you like to do before I start diverging?
I will probably go and buy the needed things for Bobbit.
And
Wonderful.
I will go with Visper. Yes.
Let's go!
And Violet, what would you like to do?
I have
Thank you for resubbing, by the way.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Now that we're back in Blasvatan, Kassar's taking care of the kids.
Yep.
For once, like, we don't have like an immediate goal, right?
Well, we have to report to the Merchant Prince as well.
Sure, but that's like whatever. Okay. Violet's gonna go to the library.
Okay, you're gonna go back to the Royal Library. Alrighty.
Yes.
So let's start things off with Scorb and Millennia. Scorb, you lead Millennia back to the Skada Aldine HQ located in Blasvatan. And the building has been upgraded in your time, in your absence. It has been all of the like where you would see like support structures have been reinforced with steel plating or at least steel framing. But it is still basically constructed of sandstone, like just like finely carved sandstone. But it has now been reinforced with steel frames and plating to sort of prevent the tragedy that happened back in the beginning of the campaign with the whole blasting the back of the headquarters to smithereens and tragically losing people. So this. It's basically you have like a metal roll cage interior in the Skada Aldine HQ. The large tower where you guys would house your Sunhawks, which are the mounts that you fly alongside, has also been reinforced to prevent something like that from ever happening and to protect the Sunhawks from further harm. And you see that out in the training yard, you see a bunch of new faces that you have never seen before. They look young, they look scrappy. Some of them look like they could have been convicts at one point or another, but they're all dressed up in Skada Aldine attire, though they don't have any designations or they don't have any or any like ornamentation that denotes what squad they're from. And then in front of them, you see your acting CO, Commander Lee. The Leonin is currently basically being a drill sergeant to these guys, and they're currently running laps around the training area.
Okay. We probably don't want to interrupt them, so we're going to go ahead and go in through the front door and check in at the front desk.
Okay. I should also apologize in advance. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm eating now. So if you catch me, just know that's the reason.
That's okay.
And for those of you who are wondering, I'm eating fish sticks with sweet chili sauce and a bowl of ramen. Because I'm fat. As you walk through the front door, you bring up with you the cultist and Serena Silt, who is, I'm going to say zombie Serena Silt at this point, because that's effectively what she is.
She's zonked.
Yeah, she's zonked. But you walk into the facility, and the entire interior has also been redesigned. It's a lot more spacious now in the front, where you have this large front desk area, sort of like when you go into a corporate building, right? You know how they have like that very long like front counter area where there's usually like 2-3 people seated there.
Mhm.
You have that exact same thing. You have the 3 different officers, and you see that the one in the center is the one that looks the least occupied, but the other 2, they appear to be picking up and putting down various earrings, and each earring seems to have a small tag to it, and then they'll just put on the like bring the earring up, and it almost fits more like an earpiece instead of an earring, and then they begin saying things, and they're speaking cop talk, like they're speaking in code, obviously, but it looks like but the sounds of it, it looks like there's an operation going on, but there's different operations going on for each different person, but the middle one is unoccupied. Then they recognize you and they go, "Officer Featherfowl."
Wow. I didn't realize I'd been gone that long.
It's so good to see you again. How was your mission for the Merchant Prince?
It it went. I'll need to report on that when Lee's not busy.
Oh, right. I should inform you. We have some new recruits. If you were paying attention at the training yard, they have yet to be assigned a position, but we're pretty hopeful we're gonna get some new members for the 6th squad. So
6th squad, huh? That explains why some of those folks looked a bit rough.
yes, but it's good to see you. We expected the best, but we were hopeful that the worst didn't happen. So it's good to see you in good health.
Mm.
I'm sorry to say, but your wingmates are still out on patrol right now. But they left a letter for you on your desk when you have the time. Your
Lovely.
desk has been moved, by the way. We had to do a whole lot of restructuring to accommodate the remodel, as you can see.
Right.
You will now be on the 3rd floor of the building.
I'll have to have you show me later. I still have some other things that we need to get dealt with first. These 2, namely, gesturing towards Serena and the cultist. So this one, gesturing towards the cultist specifically, is a member of the cult of Golion, and they're linked with what happened here that caused the remodel. He is also guilty, or not guilty. We suspect he is guilty of smuggling children and also, killing people and being violent and all of that jazz. Anyway, we need him locked up. And then this one, Serena, for her own safety. She touched a cursed artifact of Golion, and we need to keep her away from that artifact until we can get it purified and destroyed.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I see. This is a lot more than we were expecting.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of cursed artifacts, do you have like a vault or something that we can put one in?
We do. Yes. Where is the object in question?
Millennia turns around, just kind of points to the wrapped up sword.
I see. Just so we are clear, is it dangerous to touch the blade?
Do not touch it. I have been extremely lucky.
It will attempt to possess anybody who lays their hands on it.
Understood. I will bring members of the 4th company to help you out, and then we will call in some additional officers to provide transport for the suspect and for your. Is
Friend.
she unconscious?
For the time being. Again, for her safety.
Okay. I will call down members of the 3rd company as well to provide medical assistance as necessary.
Yeah.
And then,
No, Locke and Key have been helping me keep her from the sword, so.
wonderful. Then everything should be fine. Would you like somebody to escort you to your new office?
Office?
Yes. It's a long time coming, and it's not official. So keep it on the down low for Commander Lee. But a lot of new organizational changes have been occurred as well. In fact, I recently got promoted, so.
Congratulations. So does this mean that I have as well?
Yes, again, it's not official, but you're promoted in all but name, sir.
Squarb looks towards Millennia and just kind of.
Just accept it, man. You're moving up in the world.
I need to give my report to Commander Lee as soon as he's available, please.
Absolutely. I will send word to Commander Lee momentarily. In the meantime, would you like to see our new mess hall? And maybe
Yeah,
refresh yourself?
let's start there.
Wonderful. And she pulls up one of the earrings and she places it into her ear, almost like an earbud. And then you just see she says a few words like, "Yes, Captain Featherfell has returned from active duty. Please provide somebody to please bring somebody up to the front desk to provide him a tour. And also, we will need officers for security and officers for. We're going to need somebody from the 4th and the 3rd Company to provide medical and arcane assistance as necessary." And then she puts the earpiece down. If you just want to wait over there, then they'll be with you shortly.
All right. You don't have to stick around. Well, actually, yes, you do for the moment.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm drained.
You're good. Just take this time to rest.
Yeah, so there's a small little area for you guys to sit. It's sort of like an ER room, where like there's a large waiting area, so you guys can like sit there. There's like round tables and there's like rows of chairs for processing convicts and things of that nature. But there's nobody here. Like there's no like active there's no like active transaction of crime going on right now, or at least processing going on. So you guys just take a seat in a quiet little corner. You notice, Scorb, that there's some new plants that are here. They look fresh and vibrant. You see a potted set of desert lilies, which are these very they have a very bright orange bulb to them. And then when they fully blossom, they turn into a radiant like violet when they fully blossom. So it's in the process of blossoming right now.
I see Lee's been on his plants again.
Within short order, as time passes, you see that you see 5 individuals come out from the hallway to your left, and you see 2 jackals. So the Sentinel Company that usually runs the ground patrols here in the cities, and they again. So for reference, they're jackals because they wear the jackal-headed helmets to denote their position, and they're like, Captain Featherfell?
Not yet, I don't think.
Forgive us, sir, but we're to show you around the new facilities.
Please? This is a lot to come home to.
I understand the shock. And then you'll see a small, stout member. She stands maybe no more than 3.5 feet tall. You recognize her to be a gnome based on her pointed ears and her vibrantly colored blue hair. And you see on her uniform, she has the symbol of what looks to be like an oasis on a badge. You recognize this as a member of the Skada Aldine's 3rd Company, their medical team known as Oasis. And she says, "Where's the patient?"
Holding.
Ah, I see. If I could please examine her real quickly.
Yeah, please.
So she quickly conjures up a dancing light. Just 4 little orbs that kind of float around her, and then she dims them down so that way she can see. And she kind of like uses one light to do that eye test to check your reaction to make sure that you're cognizant, right? Where the flashlight flashes between your eyes.
Right.
So she does that real quickly. She gets no response, and then she goes, "How long has she been unconscious?"
About a day.
Okay. And then you see her hand starts to radiate a blue aura around it, and you would recognize this, Scorb, because you've seen this been cast before. This is detect magic, but she's just using it on a very like CAT scan central sort of style, almost like Katara when she's looking at chi roots on a person's body.
Yeah.
So same thing. She's just doing that, but with detect magic with her hand instead of her eyes. She just goes, "Oh, okay. So she's just under the effects of lock and key then."
Currently, yes.
Wonderful. And then she motions to one of the bulkier jackals, and he looks like a miniature. He looks like a smaller version of Titan, except he's not an Earth Genasi. He's just a really bulky dude. Like, and he goes, "I can take her from you, sir."
You don't have to call me sir. Thank you. And then Squarb hands Serena over.
Okay. So he carries her bridal style, and he goes, and then the Oasis member goes, we will keep her secure, keep her sedated, and then we'll report to you as needed. And then you see the fifth member out of this little group of officers. You see this heavily robed individual who who's wearing what looks to be a circlet with a crocodile's head embedded with a blue sapphire in the center that that creates the centerpiece in the middle of his brow. He has short. He's got like a shock of brown hair, and he has this. And he's got these like small but noticeable tusks. You recognize this to be a half orc, this half orc individual, and he wears a and what it looks to be. He seems to be wearing a symbol that looks like a crocodile and a hawk just kind of overlapping each other, like the crocodile's emerging from the river and then a hawk is floating overhead. You recognize this as the fourth Skara Audine's arcane company, whose name I have not created yet. But note that this is the Skara Audine's mage company. And he goes, the artifact in question?
Millennia will kind of hold it up.
Very
Kind
good.
of careful about not letting him touch it.
Very good. One moment, please. And he motions his hands in a very like wild manner, sort of like when Doctor Strange is casting spells and he's using his hands. That's somatics for people who don't know. That's what somatic components look like. It's just crazy hand gestures. For those of you watching in the audience, but you see these he's almost got like cat's cradle like arcane threads appearing on his hands as he's weaving this intricate web before he spreads his arms out, and then he just slowly overlays this arcane net around the blade of Golion, and then he just pulls on it, and then he has it carrying like he's carrying a net, and he goes, "I'll make sure this is secured. Enjoy your
Alrighty.
tour."
Thank you. It's one less thing to worry about.
Yes, and then and you notice instead of shuffling away, you notice that his robes drag, but his legs don't move. It's almost as if he's floating away.
Nice.
Well then, without further ado, follow us, please.
All right.
As you walk through the newly refurbished Skara Audine headquarters, you notice that on the first floor is they begin walking down the hall, and then you notice that the first floor, the entry hallway is simply just that. It's a basic hallway that has a bunch of like posters and things of that nature to kind of like promotional artwork, like protect your coin, protect your citizenship. You know what I mean? The sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like propaganda posters. But then you also see, like the Hall of Remembrance, which is all of the past and most recently deceased Skara Audine members, and it takes up the majority of this hall. Some of them have pictures if they are of a certain high rank, but otherwise they are just a small little name placard, maybe no bigger than like a foot in length. But you notice that this hallway is just filled with them. As you go past the Hall of Remembrance, you enter into a wide open area, and then that's when you realize, oh, this is your processing center. This is where criminals go to get processed. You see, there's a reinforced wall where you have a waiting area for criminals to kind of like sit in with, well, you have like 5 heavily armored jackals like watching the zone. You have a couple of lightly armored officers who are doing the processing, and then just off to the right, you will see the holding cell. And the holding cell has been completely revamped. And instead of like wrought iron bars and like a single guard watching the door, these look like black steel bars that have been overlaid both horizontally, like a lattice pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it looks more like a fence than a cell. But you also notice that when one of the waiting convicts tries to reach out and grab at the bars, they are immediately pushed back with a kinetic force, and like a small tinge of electricity streaks out at them.
Jesus.
And so one of the jackals goes, so this is our new processing and holding cell location. We moved it away from the front area to provide a separation between our public-facing officers and our processing to prevent further incidents.
Wait, I think I must have zoned out for a second there. Did you say that the holding cells were zapping people touching the bars?
Just the ones on the inside. But yes.
Is that really necessary?
It was an enchantment that we're testing right now. It's actually non-lethal.
Don't love that, if I'm honest.
This was at the
The sound of Violet's voice comes into your head. ACAB, ACAB, ACAB.
We're gonna leave that on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Well, this is mostly an anti-magic cage, so that is so as you can tell, it seems to only shock them mildly. But like I said, it really doesn't hurt them. It's more of a it's like a static electric shock, you know, just a very surprise shock.
All right.
Moving along, and as you go through, you take a right turn past the holding cell into the next area, where you get a large open windowed area, as you now have full view of the training yard, where you see Commander Lee. My goodness, trying to keep track of all my NPCs. As you see, Commander Lee is. You can't hear them, but you clearly can tell that he's shouting commands as the new recruits are sort of mobilizing and getting into formation. Some of them are heavily panting. Others seem to be doing quite well. You notice something that you didn't notice before, Scorb, and Millennia, you can see this now too. You notice there's a lot more Eric Cochrans involved. Like about a good so like there's 24 new recruits by what you can count, and about 6 of those, about 6 or 7 of those look to be about Eric Cochran.
Maybe he made some influence.
I honestly hope not.
But as you continue to walk through, you'll notice that on your left, you'll see a bunch of smaller rooms that have large metal doors with a single window in them, and they look to be interrogation rooms. But they're a lot cleaner than the old ones where you used to have. But so one of the jackals then perks up. So these are our non-magical interrogation rooms. These are for simple interrogations and for processing victims to kind of figure out, or not just victims, but to process criminals without having to resort to using expensive magics to maintain upkeep.
Okay.
beyond that, you go to the so then beyond these, there's about 5 of those rooms. And then beyond that, you will then enter into your first realistic office space. There's a bunch of cubicles, but otherwise, it still looks like the old office area. You know what I mean? So like you have like a box of like 4 desks that have been connected together, but they all have a partition blocking them, sort of like a cubicle, just open-ended cubicles. And then there's like 5 of those, and then there's a bunch of like desks that are put back to back. And he goes, "This is the this is where my company, the Jackals, do are processing all of our paperwork, and our offices are right here. We're the first line of defense, so we will be the first to respond to any situations that happen on the main floor." And then as you continue through, so you'll notice that there's like you see just nothing but jackals here. There's just nothing but them. And then we also watch over the prison cells below us in the basement. We managed to refurbish them, and they are also created with black iron bars as well. So hopefully we won't have to worry about any sort of explosives in the near future regarding that. Continuing
I
on.
should think not.
Yes, but do not worry. They are not electrically charged. So those are just we have guards stationed at every cell. Continuing on, and then he moves on to the back area. He goes, "This is our information network. So this is where our second company, the Black Cats, primarily reside. At least our contingent, anyways. Obviously, for Blasvitan, the majority of them work directly under the Merchant Prince. But our contingent of the Black Cats are housed here as well. And you see a lot of them just kind of like perk up. You notice that none of them are like seeping through the shadows like how you saw them doing back in the Merchant Prince's offices. But they do move, and you notice they don't make noise when they step. It's a very eerily quiet place, save for like the small chatter that goes around by the individuals.
This is weird.
No, it's about what I expected personally.
But we can stop the tour for now, and we can move on to the mess hall. How's that?
Yes, please.
Moving on. So you walk back in from the Jackal's offices, and then you move to the left area where it opens up, and then right there is this very large, like almost hospital-sized mess hall. And he goes, "All right, so we were able to, with the help of the Merchant Prince, able to hire some more chefs, and so now we have a full working kitchen, 24/7."
I'm amazed we found the budget for this.
Honestly, it's thanks to you and Commander Lee's efforts that we were even able to get the budget increase.
We were doing fine without it, but okay.
But anyways, let's go ahead and grab some grub. So they break off from you for the time being, and then it gives you a chance to explore the mess hall area. It's still very like military bare bones, like it's just a bunch of tables and benches just like interconnected with each other. But like the area of where you would get your food is a lot nicer, and the kitchen is out of sight.
Okay.
How are you feeling about this, Barb? You seem hesitant.
I've been thinking a lot. I'm not sure if this is for me anymore.
What do you mean? Like just being a cop, or?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no shame in mercenary work.
Nothing about mercenary work. I'm going to finish what we've started, but I've hurt more people than I've managed to help, I think.
You've helped a lot of people. It's just sometimes you're a little bit thick-headed.
No, I think there's a better way to be going about things than I have been. Violet was right. That mindset that I've let myself be in for the last, I don't even remember how long. It's not great for what I'm trying to do right now.
I If you want my opinion, I think you, at least for now, should just go along with this so that way we have the resources available.
I suppose that's reasonable.
If after all this is done, then you can do your own thing. But for now, it seems like this is really good for us to have at our back.
They're also taking me, man, if they're promoting me to captain, that means that I'm getting a lot more responsibility and paperwork.
Just think, as soon as this is done, it won't be your problem.
It's not that. I'm worried about how that might get in the way of what we're working on now.
Yeah, you can hire an intern, secretary, something. I don't know how this thing works.
I don't either.
Mm.
But as far as I'm concerned, I started this.
Yep.
Anyway,
Let's get food.
yes.
Wait, am I allowed to get food?
Yes.
You're with me, it's whatever.
Okay.
Yes. It's very awkwardly more like a hospital than you think.
Gotcha.
This is just so that way they don't have to go out of their way to go out and eat. They have like the freedom to eat at the office, and it doesn't cut from their checks.
I see.
So you guys get a humble meal of your choosing, as long as it's not too crazy to believe. And you spend the next half, about 15-20 minutes, eating, getting your bearings, things of that nature. And then I know you already said it, but Scorb, how are you feeling in this moment? All these changes, these rapid changes, mind you. How are you feeling in this moment?
Not for it. A lot of what Squarb is saying here is just there's a difference between being a beat cop trying to solve some petty theft and the level of brutality on display here.
Right.
Like this is a lot, and Squarb's not sure he wants to be a part of this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's not in love with the more authoritarian feel.
And then, Millennia, as an outsider looking in, how do you perceive the Skada? Because this is your first, like, real look at the Skada Aldine. Like, the only frame of reference you had has been Squarb. So, like, what does this look like to you? Like, what's going through your head?
So, the way Melly has been brought up and everything, it's kind of a might makes right sort of headspace she has.
Right.
So it's like she's seeing all this, seeing the the electrical bars on that one cell, and the like kind of brutalistic take they're doing on it, and just being like, yeah, it makes sense for a town this big, like you need sort of like a show of force in order to maintain.
Thank you for the applause, Mitsuki. Hi.
What up, Mitsuki?
In order to maintain a like control over populace sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Very.
She's like not for it, but she understands that sometimes it's necessary.
I understand. So after after you guys have had your meal and satiated, if you guys haven't already, everybody has taken a long rest, right? Like everybody's fully recovered.
Yeah, we haven't had anything since the last time we got a long rest,
Right.
which was last session.
I didn't remember if I gave you guys a long rest last session, so this was my catch-all of like, well, during this, like, like just in case I fucked up. So after you guys have had your meal, you continue on to the second floor. And the second floor is this is where again this feels very much more like a hospital more than anything else, because immediately on the second floor is the you come down and there's a three-way split into the into this building. To your left is the medical wing, and there's a placard that just says to the left is Scott Aldin's third medical company, Oasis. To the right is the Scott Aldin's fourth company, again, unnamed. I have yet to create a name for them. And then you have the Scott Aldin's seventh company, which is Research and Development, which is down the center. And so the Jackals then turn to you, Squarb, and go, of the three divisions, which would you like to see next?
Honestly, you can show me whichever division you like. I'm still a bit shell-shocked, if I'm on.
Research and development.
Yeah. Okay. Lead the
Sure.
way.
Okay, research and development, wonderful. So you make your way to the 7th Division's research and development company's wing, and it sort of looks like a mad scientist's lab if the mad scientist was really well organized. So there's these vast arrays of like alchemical contraptions. There's alembics. There's various totally not Bunsen burners, lighting bottles with various liquids off on one side. You see a small little firing range that you see a bunch of like lightly robed individuals are testing out various magical implements. They look like blasting wands, honestly, because you see one of them and they point out the wand, and then they produce a little bit of magic before a firebolt is released from the wand, and then it hits the target, but it hits it far off into the left shoulder, and then they record the results before firing it again. And then you see another person with a crossbow. It looks to be a very large crossbow. And as they pull back on the crossbow string, and then they load it with what looks to be an experimental crossbow bolt. They set it down to level it out, and then they fire it. And the sheer force back from this crossbow bolt, or from the crossbow, you could see the kick hit the guy in the shoulder because he jerks back a little bit, and the crossbow bolt flies out and hits the target. And then you see small little bits of wire spread out and sort of entrap the target dummy.
Well, that's cool.
And then they record the results as well before you see a medical officer show up to check on the person's shoulder to make sure he didn't dislocate it. Over to your left, you see a bunch of office desks and tables, towers of paperwork. Like, Scorb, you thought your towers of paperwork was bad. This is research and development levels bad. But you see a bunch of like very scholarly individuals. They look more like scholars and less like police officers, if I'm being brutally honest. Just like going through paperwork, talking with their colleagues and things of that nature, and then they point out, the Jackals point out, like, and also this is where we have moved at least we moved the teleportation circle for the armory and vault where you got lock and key, just behind R&D.
Okay.
Was there anything you would like to explore while in here, or?
No, that's okay.
Well, okay, moving forward then, let's go ahead and check out the third company's infirmary wing.
All right.
Moving on, you see the infirmary wing. This is the cleanest place in the building. Like, it
That
is
tracks.
sterile. Like everything was sandstone when you came in. There is hardwood, like waxed wood here instead of sandstone, and all the walls have been like reinforced with like, again, it has been reinforced like a metal roll cage of a room, but everything has been boarded up, and then it's all kind of like just very clean environment. You see orbs of water are floating all over the place, and you'll notice that a lot of the medical officers, they would go up to the orb, they will stick their hands in these small orbs of water, and then they'll be scrubbing it, and then you'll notice that all the grime and muck and like blood off would come off of their hands, and then these orbs of water, instead of just absorbing it and letting it float, it the all the yuck stuff that comes in just slowly disintegrates, or at least or more like evaporates, and then they kind of pull their hands out. They pull out a towel and they begin drying their hands before they re-glove up and then move on to their next patient. You see that there are rows and rows of beds, and very few of them, like maybe 5 out of like the 30 some odd beds that you can visibly see, are occupied.
Huh.
One of them being Serena.
How's she
Well
doing?
prepared.
Yeah. So you can go and visit if you would like.
Okay.
As you make your approach, you see the that gnomish medical officer. She recently just had her hands washed, and she's currently removing the armor from Serena, so that way she can get a better examination. And as she does so, she removes the chest piece, and then that's when everybody sees the large gaping hole in her chest where her core once resided. And she goes, "Oh my,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
somewhere in the mountains.
the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we found out.
How is she alive right now?"
The sword.
Okay.
She's kind of possessed, so distance between the two is good.
Okay. Okay. I know you're not in the position, so I'm going to refer to you as officer for the time being. Officer Featherfowl, you're going to have to add that to the report before I can. Like, I will still keep her sedated and watch over her and make sure that she's as healthy as she can be. But that will need to be in the report, or, lest we proceed anything further with her and the artifact in question. We don't want anything to go wrong medically or magically, if they are so as intrinsically linked as you has pointed out.
Right.
I will corroborate with that, noting on the medical perspective that she is being kept alive without her core due to the connection to the sword, and then I will inform the arcane division about that as well. In the meantime, though, she appears to be in relatively good health, outside of the missing core.
Right.
But like I said, I will be making regular reports back to you as necessary. Welcome to the Oasis. And then she sets aside her the chest piece and then continues to remove the armor and bits of her clothing, so that way she can clean her up and then put her in proper clothes, I guess is the best way to put it.
Right.
Can I get my rope back?
Yes, I've already put it aside, and there's like a small chair or stool with like tightly bound bit of rope.
Perfect. I'll take that back. Rope is handy.
Hey, that's 60 feet, man. You got to make the most of it.
One second.
Yeah, absolutely. So how we all doing?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Just casually, like, off to the side, you see Violet, and she goes, "Why do I feel like the institution that's supposed to keep us in check is actually making things worse?"
It has been.
Choking.
Uh-oh.
I'm better. We're good.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
My dog has hives, and we need to make sure that he's okay. So
good.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's always fun.
yeah,
I hope they're doing
he's
all right.
had them for a couple of days. He's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had them for a couple of days, and she's worried, and I'm a little bit worried too.
Yeah. Keep an eye on him, please, please, please.
Yeah, we have been. Anywho,
Alrighty. So, yeah, this is the medical wing, and then she just continues going to work. What will you do in this instance, or what do you do this time?
I think I'm just gonna go find I'm gonna ask them to take me to a convenient place to wait for Commander Lee to be ready for me.
Yeah, certainly.
This is too much, and I don't want to deal with this any more of this.
Yeah. They go. Understood. Let's we'll go and get Commander Lee, and in the meantime, would you like to wait at your new office, or would you like to just wait back downstairs?
I'll wait in the commander's office if that's okay.
Certainly, follow us. And they lead you up the third flight of stairs, and there is right there in the middle path. You just see it just says commander's quarters. And they escort you down a very short hallway that has two heavily armed officers. You recognize these people as members of the 5th Skara Aldine Heavy Armaments Division, also known as the Steel Beetles. Yeah, so just to let you know, I haven't named everything, but I have like 8 of these divisions, and I've only named like 6 of them. All right, give me a break. It's hard to come up with names that are
no
cool.
break for you.
It's hard to come up
No
with
break
names that
for
are
you.
cool. Yeah, no breaks for me. No soup. No soup. But yeah, so you recognize these as Steel Beetles. And they look at you and they salute in the standard Skara Aldine salute, which I have yet to create. I'm working on it. And but they go, Captain Featherfell, good to see you, sir.
Not captain yet.
Oh, apologies. The commander isn't in right now, but if you would like to wait inside, you're more than welcome to. He's been hoping to speak with you upon your return.
I intend to speak with him as soon as he's available.
Certainly, sir. And then they take their spears, and they both have to turn their back to you as the spear's shaft shortens to be more of like a short sword, and then the spearheads enter the lock, or the lock hole, or the keyhole. I'm sorry, the lock hole. Wow, the keyhole, and then they turn it, and you just hear a, and then that's when the door opens, and then they let you in.
Fancy.
His office, even though he's the commanding officer, his office is quite quaint. There really isn't a whole lot here. It's very like lightly, it's not even heavily decorated, it's very lightly decorated. He doesn't have any accolades on his walls. There's no trophies, no medals, no nothing. The most exotic thing he has is his signature battle axe, which is hanging above him, or which is hanging on the wall behind his desk. And but beyond that, it's a very simple, like very large wooden table for his desk. There's a couple of bookshelves behind him, and then there's a small little like counter that has like a jug of water and small cups for him that he can serve himself. And then his chair. It looks like he just took the chair from his old office and then just brought it up. He didn't want the new chair. He liked his old one, so he brought like this beat to shit, like leaning slightly to the left. Like there's like missing bits of leather, like the top layer of leather. There's like bits and pieces of that missing. It looks worn, and then but like the chairs in front of him and like the small couch in front of his desk where the coffee table is, completely new. Like those are all completely new. But his chair beat to shit. But yeah, but you wait inside, and then they go, he should be with you shortly. He's just finishing up training with the new recruits.
Okay.
So then they close the door behind them. You don't hear the clicking when they're spears are removed, but you feel more secure in knowing that they're out there, at least, should something awry go on. Maybe no more than a few minutes pass before you hear the clanking of their plate armor, and then they go, "Commander Lee, it's you have a guest." And then he goes, "Really now?" And then he opens the door and he goes, "Featherfowl!"
Commander?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not used to that title yet. But please have a seat. Are you thirsty? Have you eaten?
I've eaten, yes.
Good. And then he closes the door, and then he. Do you mind if I lock this?
It's up to you.
Didn't want to make you.
It's your
uncomfortable.
office, sir.
Didn't want to make you uncomfortable, but he does lock the door, so you hear a large once more. And then he goes, "And who's your friend?"
This is a compatriot of mine, Millennia.
Uh,
Are you from Beastier?
no, I have ancestry there though.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're good then.
just to remind everyone, Commander Lee is a Leonin. He's this very large and in charge. Like he's like barrel. He's this very like heavy set, barrel chested Leonin with his arms the size of tree chunks. He looks like Hercules from the Disney series Hercules, but he actually stuck to leg day, and he doesn't look like he only has like pencil thick legs. He's actually proportionately sized. But no, he's just very he's very like broad shouldered, like jovial individual. You can tell that that he does tend to keep himself well groomed. Like his mane is a little bit more well kept after his promotion. It's no longer like this wild mane that had like bits of like frayed hair everywhere. It's now like more matted down, but it's like a controlled wildness. You know what I mean? But you notice that his uniform is still in tatters. They still have yet to find the right size for his uniforms. So like the seams of his sleeves are slowly like screaming in intense amounts of pain as they're stretching to wrap around this man's barrel, like logs for arms. And he goes, if it's okay, do you mind if I change out of these real fast?
Squar will turn around and just kind of wait politely.
Millennia will also turn around.
You notice that to the right, there's a small little wardrobe that he has, and he goes, "Apologies, I wasn't able to see you sooner. We've got a whole bunch of new recruits, and I've been put in charge of training them." And you could just hear the clicking of like hangers against wood and stuff like that. But tell me, Featherfell, how have you been? It's good to see you alive and well.
It's been difficult. We successfully completed our expedition into the Feywilds and have managed to negotiate a few things with our friends on the other side. It's after we got back that things got messy. We landed in Thieves' Respite and managed to locate several members of the cult of Golion operating there. I failed to work adequately with the rest of my team and almost completely destroyed our mission by apprehending one of them and just being, for lack of better phrasing, a cop. And in doing so, I got a lot of people hurt and killed. The cult has started using this venom that causes people to explode if they become too stressed or if they die. It's not pretty.
As you are providing this explanation to him, this report, as it were, you hear his large thudding steps Wayne from your left, because you've turned around, Wayne from your left now reached behind you as you hear the small creaking of his chair underneath his weight. And as you turn around, he's in much more casual wear. Like he's wearing his Skara Aldin, just the jacket. He's wearing just the jacket that just drapes over his large shoulders. And you notice that he has some new scars, specifically across his chest from his right shoulder to his left to his left abdomen, and then he appears to have some new puncture wounds on his left chest and on his and other bits and pieces on his right abdomen as well. He lets out a heavy sigh. So then you're aware of the poison, then the venom.
Yes, we've managed to find a way to stabilize it to an extent. We have a couple of friends who are currently dealing with it, but seem to be over the worst of the issues it causes.
I'm assuming you also know of the poison, then, if you phrased it like that.
Speaking candidly, Featherfowl, it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows since you left.
I can see that. It hasn't been for me either.
I assume
I've noticed. Sorry.
I assume that she's a part of this as well. You're part of your group.
Yes.
Then
The Fey Princess we've been traveling with hired her as a bodyguard.
I can speak openly about this then. And don't worry, these walls are enchanted, so we can speak without worry about intervention or anybody overhearing our conversation. Where do I begin?
It's fucked, doesn't it?
It's on the surface, the Scarab cities are doing prosperously, more prosperous than they have in years, honestly. But underneath it, the Skadar Aldin is, for lack of better terms, we're dying out. We are being targeted, and it seems as though that we just can't keep up with the rate of crime that's been happening. I'm sad to admit it, but we're on the outs right now.
Is that why the increase in everything?
Yes, while you were away, our our gracious merchant prince, she has decided to increase our budget to help put a stop to the rampant increase in crime since you left. She said it was an investment worth taking for the safety of her people.
Mm.
Though
Well-
I appreciate what she's given us, I'm not exactly comfortable with all the changes we've made.
I was going to say there's some of this that I personally I can't. I don't like some of the things I saw in our holding cells, Commander.
Yeah, that wasn't all my decision, mind you.
I'm aware.
But
But this is not the Skara Aldin I joined.
nor me. And yet here I am.
And I'm hearing that I'm being promoted to captain?
Yes, you have if you had returned, and which you have, you were to be promoted. So, you are no longer just a simple officer. You are now a captain of your own wing, Featherfowl.
You know, I think once, I would have really loved that. I'm not sure I can accept the promotion, Commander.
That's fine. The promotion's not going anywhere, and honestly, I don't really trust anybody besides you and your wingmates to take up the mantle, anyways. But both Manoj and Persephone have declined the offer.
I thought they might too. No, I think we need to put a stop to what we've already started here. And I don't think I can do that with the additional responsibilities of captain.
I get that. He just leans back into his chair. So how about I do this for you then? And he hands you he digs into his desk, and then he hands you a scroll with his new wax seal, which is just the seal of the commander of the Scott Aldine.
Mhm.
And he goes, "You don't have to take the promotion, but what you're working on, I know from when I was just acting CO. I know it's important, not just to you, but to all of the Scott Aldine that you continue your investigation. At least with this writ, at least take the powers bestowed upon you as a captain. For me. Don't worry about the paperwork. I'll take care of it."
All right. I suppose I don't have much other choice at this moment.
Yeah, so you can write down CO, you can write down a captain's writ. Basically
I got you.
this grants you all the rights of a captain of the Skada Aldine, but without any of the I guess desk obligations associated with it. With it, you'll be able to you can write this in the description or in the notes of the item. But with it, you're able to acquisition more resources for your group, and you are able to effectively you're able to flex your status as a captain of the Skada Aldine for other things such as favors with the other branches of the Skada Aldine, maybe even using your authority for search and seizure should you need to, but you will still have to get a writ for a search and seizure.
All right. I have added that to my backpack.
Okay. How's Lock and Key treating you, by the way?
They've been nothing but lovely. Locke has proven to be exceptionally helpful. Key
Key scared a kid.
Key is lovely. I love Key.
As you say that, you hear in your head, Scorb, "You truly bring a tear to this old warrior's heart, master." And then you hear Key go, "I too am happy." But just monotone, just flat.
That tracks.
"We shall continue to serve you to our dying breath."
That won't be necessary, I don't think. Either that or I die before you do. We'll see how this goes.
Poppycock, I will see to it that I am destroyed before your body degrades.
Oh, I haven't laughed in a moment.
Ugh, good. Listen, I know this is probably not the best of times for you, Featherfowl, but I had a gift waiting for you should you come back as well. And then he pulls out a what looks to be a necklace with a single correction, it's got more than a single object on it. It has a large talon as its centerpiece with what looks to be a small bit of like 4 teeth, 2 on each side of it. And he hands that and he's in a box and he slides that over to you as well.
What is this, sir?
Well, for one, it's a gift for your promotion. Um, and then for two, it's physical evidence that you're cleared to take on more specialized training within the Skara Odin.
Mm.
So, if you need it, it's available for you.
I don't suppose there's anybody here who might know ways to help put a stall on this everything. More specifically, I've been wondering if there's maybe a way to purify these people. Cleanse them of Goleon's corruption, or what have you. Like this poison.
The poison we're still working on. We got R&D working on it as well. But if what you say is true, Millennia, then we would love it if your friend and whoever else is working with them make a stopgap, would be willing to work with us in order to find an actual cure. As for purification, you and your friends will probably have to go to the temples and seek aid that way. We're not exactly keen on religious aspects, but if anybody can help you, it's probably the priestess.
We need to seek one out anyway.
Then I guess you make that a priority then. Until further notice, though, unless there's anything else, I grant you leave of your position, and you're able to continue using the sources of the Skara Odin in order to continue your ongoing case. You've been granted full authority as your right as captain, but without the title. And well, the office is still yours, and nobody's going to take it. Unless you want to give it to Persephone and Minaj.
If they're here more often than I am, they'll make better use of it.
Oh, they already have.
Fair enough.
But, please, go check it out when you get the chance. They did leave a letter.
Okay.
Okay.
I've just... Well, no, she already said she would do that. Never mind. Well, in that case, by your leave, Commander.
Well, hopefully when this is all over, you and I can go for a drink. What do you think?
We'll see.
I'll think of that as incentive to get this place back to the way things were. And then, he waves his paw, and then, in a sort of like Z pattern, and then you hear the clicking of the lock on his door, granting you leave of his office.
Fancy.
As you step out, he goes, Featherfowl,
Yes, sir.
good luck. Godspeed, my friend.
I'll need it. Thank you.
And then with that, you close the door, and then we will move on to our next group. Visper and Ember, what are you two doing?
Just shopping around, looking for stuff that's needed for Bobbin, and maybe some extra things.
Okay. And Ember, you're just following around Visper?
Basically, want to make sure that we don't lose Bobbit.
I'm not gonna hear the end of it until you guys see that damn shark again.
Nope.
So, you two make your way to Blasvatan's Open Air Bazaar. The totally not a mall that I told you about last session. The place is bustling with activity. It's about the middle of the day now. When you guys, as you guys kind of like make your way from where you were to the bazaar. It's about midday now. And you guys have just been window shopping, just kind of going back and forth, taking in the sights, the sounds, reacclimating yourself to city life. The smell of the street vendors, food stalls are just plaguing your senses as the sound of the hustle and bustle of city life just kind of like encompasses you in its vibe. As you guys are looking around, so you're specifically looking for things for Bobbit, like like what exactly do you hope to find here?
Basically
Um,
anything that he might need, little trinkets, like little toys for him to play with.
Base.
The odd gnome.
hey, what is it? A thing that allows me to ride on top of Bobbit. Like,
A saddle.
you know
Like a
how they have,
saddle?
like, yes, yes, a saddle. I forgot the name of it for a sec.
I was so ready for Lumi to start describing what a saddle was. I was
I was
like,
gonna say that horse thing that's on top of the horse that's sometimes brown. It has like these flaps on the side.
bro, I was all in on that. I was like, please explain a saddle to me. But yeah, no, so yeah, okay, fair enough. So you kind of like go around asking questions like, hey, do you have food for a land shark? And you get a lot of weird looks. Because some of them think you're crazy, some of them think you're joking, but when they see the earnestness in your eyes, they realize, oh god, this woman is serious.
Yeah.
Why would you own that in New York?
It's like the movie We're Back all over again. Just the dinosaurs in the city.
Why would
We're
you
back
have an
at
emotional
dinosaur
support
story.
crocodile?
So, anyways, but you eventually, after shocking everybody you've met, you eventually meet a merchant who is selling various dried goods, and when you mention, hey, do you have supplies that could feed a land shark or a bullet? He looks at you bewildered for a moment. This poor half orc merchant. He looks at you bewildered, and he goes, "Are you kidding?"
Nope. I'm being dead serious.
And then he looks to you, Ember, to confirm that she's dead serious.
Yes, we are completely 100% serious.
You know what? A sale's a sale. Is literally what he says out loud, and he goes, if they're okay with dried meats, we can. They're great for storage, long journeys, and they last quite a while.
Then let's get the dried meat.
Yeah.
Once again, I must pull up the statistics of a bullet. Let's see, these things.
What?
Large creatures. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that part about them. That's kind of cool, though. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to do this per pound. How many pounds of food would you like to order? And I'm going to say that, for the sake of ease of convenience, it's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio of a pound of food is 1 gold.
So I just looked this up. Shark will eat 1 to 10% of his total body weight per week. So
Okay.
that's about how much does Bobbit weigh?
Bobbit is considered a large monstrosity of a creature.
Okay.
So it takes up 4 times the space of a medium creature.
Okay.
If I were to estimate the average size of Bobbit, even though he's technically domesticated and he's more of the slender build based on the picture that I provided you guys, I would say he'd still crop up at around. I think on the low end, he'd probably still crop out at around 650 pounds, I think.
Woo, okay, so
That's the low ball. The high ball is 800.
300
Yikes.
is 300 pounds is about 4 to 13 pounds a week. So 600 to 800 would be.
I love how we're doing real life calculations to figure out how much to feed a monstrosity. D&D, everybody,
Yeah.
math, but
Fif-
fun
fif-
math.
Maybe
Woo.
15 to 30 a week.
2
Pounds
million
food.
pounds of food every day.
Oh, God. I'm gonna go broke.
You made the decision. I tried to talk you out of it later
But
on.
I have a trump card. My
Oh.
parents' wallet.
Nope, that's a pretty good point.
How are they going to get you the money, though?
They're magic, aren't they?
Magic money.
So, fun background knowledge for everybody here. When everybody was creating their characters, most everybody had an idea of what they wanted for their characters. I asked Lumi, what kind of backstory do you want for your character? She said, at the beginning, I don't know, but I want to be a runaway. Okay. She then comes back to me 2 days later, and I ask her again, hey, what do you want for your backstory so that way I can like create a story plot for you? And that is how we got the entire Feywild section of the campaign. She said that she was a runaway princess trying to escape from an arranged marriage. And I'm like, fair enough. I can work with that. So I created this whole convoluted, multi-dimensional journey explaining to her that one, her parents love her unconditionally. And two, that she is going to outlive most people here.
Woo.
I also realized we never addressed the arranged marriage with the parents.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
No. Instead, he completely subverted that plot point and and made it a whole thing about like, well, in order for her to get a better education, it would be better if she traveled the world. And then you know what? You met Damien, her father, the king, and he's the coolest motherfucker.
He really is.
So you met Damien. Wow, 19 months. Way to go, my friend.
Dang!
He has been supporting me. He's been supporting me the entire time.
Yeesh!
Honestly, couldn't be better. But anyways, so to see her, to hear her come up, and then say, "I have a backup plan. I am a trust fund baby now," and just decides to use her royal treasury to fund her out-of-pocket pet budget.
It can help in battles.
I'm
I guess 30 gold a week isn't too bad of a cost.
No, especially when you consider how much you have to pay for a horse plus bard and tackle plus staying fees.
Yeah.
Let me bring out my calculator. Ooh.
Yeah, we're going on with the high end, so 30 gold.
Okay, so 30 gold
Probably.
for a week's worth of food for Bobbit the Bullet.
Ooh. Dang.
Trust fund, baby!
Can I call my parents so they can let me use some of their money?
I'm gonna be
Well,
real
you
with
just
you.
got 232 gold.
And
I know that's still
Credit-
not enough for a month.
I'll be real with you. You still have the hand mirror.
I would like to use the hand mirror to call my parents.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw so by the way, this is the item that I talked about when I said damn it in the chat. because this is the item. I didn't realize this was a real item. I thought I was being clever when I made this. Turns out Matt Mercer also made this.
Great minds.
Yeah, right, but I mean, like, on the one side, this is great. So yeah, you bring up your hand mirror of transcommunication, and you just get the and then you see this ripple appear in the hand mirror, and then you see your dad. You see King Damien. And he goes, but the problem is King Damien has the mirror really close, so all you see is just his eye. And he goes, "Hello, sweetheart, is that you?"
Yes, you're a bit too close to the mirror.
Oh, hold on. And he pulls it back a bit. How's this now? And you have a full view of his face now.
It's much better.
Hi,
Slightly see up
sweetie.
his nose.
How's my?
Hello.
I just tried. Okay, tells you how much I believe my technology has improved and knowing I need to advance. I just tried to touch screen my computer screen, my computer monitor, to remove a notification. Bro, I am out of it right now. And he goes, "Hey, Plum Blossom, how are you? How's it going in the mortal world? Huh? You make it back
It's going
okay?"
good. Yeah, we made it back okay, and it's been going fine. I now have a land shark.
A what?
A, a land shark as a pet.
Hold on a second. And he puts the mirror down, so all you see is the very intricate, like, network of your ceiling that has, like, this lattice pattern of vines. And then all you hear is, "Hey, honey! Hon! Yeah! No, Vesperk's calling! You gonna be okay? Yeah, no. Oh, hey, hey, your mom's coming. Just give me 1 minute, okay, sweetheart?
Alright.
And then you just see, and he hands the mirror to your mom, and she goes, "All right, here's your mom, sweetheart."
Hey.
She like parts her hair from her eye, and she goes, Hi, Visper, honey. How are you? How's your adventures?"
I'm doing good. It's been sort of fine. A lot of people almost died.
Oh my god, don't
People
say
did
it.
die.
And I have a land shark now.
Oh, how lovely!
Whisper, you're not very good at reassuring your parents that this was a good choice.
1 moment, please.
I mean, I didn't die. I didn't almost die. It was just a whole bunch of random civilians that I may have been a part of. But anyways, let's get back to the land shark.
1 moment, please. And then she puts the mirror down, and she puts a small pillow on top of it. Gecko And then all you just hear like these muffled voices. Yes, my queen and king. How may I help you? Did my daughter always have a land shark? A what? No! Oh goodness, no! What do we do? What do we do? Well, okay. Well, first off, it's pretty cool that she's got a land shark. Like, we gotta get that out of the way right now. It's pretty cool she's got a land shark, right? Like we get horses and she gets a land shark. It's kind of unfair. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the land shark is pretty cool.
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. So, okay. Remember, okay. Just okay. Remember, we're supportive. We allow this to happen. Yes, of course. Yes. Okay. Whew. Everybody, just deep breaths. Oosa. Let's do this. Yeah. and then she removes the pillow, and then she brings the mirror back up. She goes, oh, okay. Well, it's good to see you're in good health, sweetie. Now then, about this land shark. What?
Yes. So after Geki turned out to be my old instructor, I decided I needed a new pet. So
You
I went to
hear
the
in the
market.
background. Tell the princess I said Gekelston. Gekelston says hi, sweetheart. Okay.
Tell him I say hi back.
She says hi back. Yes. Yes. Continue speaking.
But after realizing I needed a new pet, I went down to the market, saw that they had a land shark. I decided to get it, and now I'm out in town shopping for stuff I need for the land shark, and I'm kinda low on money.
Ah, you see, look at that, honey. She's being responsible. She's taking care of her pet.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother
So
glares daggers at your father before she turns her attention back to you, and then her eyes like soften once more, and she's like, I see. Well, honey, we would be more than happy to assist you in this endeavor, but where is your land shark?
Well, we were in this like weird area that isn't where we normally stay at, and then we had to go into this like portal. But the thing is, my Lanchard, I named him Bobbit, by the way. He's too big to like go inside the place we were teleported to, so he's still at the original place, but they're working on a portal to bring him to where I am, so he's in a completely different like area. But he's supposed to get here like real soon.
You know that scene in anime where like a character is in utter disbelief that their eye starts to twitch? Your mother is in that fugue state right now. She's like, I see. And will Bobbit be continuing journeying with you, honey, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't he great?
Absolutely he is. I can't wait to meet the little guy. So give us a call when you meet him, and I'll tell you what. We'll send a goblin. We'll send a goblin over with some money for you. How's that, honey?
Yay!
Okay. Now how much do you think you're gonna need? Because we can't send over the whole treasury. You know, that's a lot of
yeah,
gold.
I know. It's just that,
I just need the family credit card.
yeah. Probably like a good chunk of it, because I realize Bobbit is very expensive to take care of. But y'all love me, right? So y'all be willing to give me the money
Wow.
to take care of Bobbit.
Oh my
right?
god.
Holy shit. Whoa. The audacity.
Damn.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this.
I mean, they were gonna marry her off, though.
In like
I
100
mean, that's
years.
right. But still.
She should be able to make do with the family fortune as she sees fit. If she's gonna have to be in an arranged marriage, I mean, why the
Mhm.
fuck?
It's just fair, and I am responsible now, since I am now 20.
No.
Not to
Yes.
mention they're also magical fae, so it's not like they're ever really gonna run out of money.
Yeah.
Your mother she pulled out this very like elegant looking handkerchief and is patting her brow of sweat right now. in the background because your dad took the mirror back, and now he's just kind of like walking around. He's doing like a weird like hallway vlog with you. He's he's just like walking and talking, and he goes, "All right, well, so we're on our way to pick up a goblin right now, you know, and then hey, so Dame Mordella, you remember her, right? Your auntie, yeah. So she's
Yeah,
so
cool
yeah, yes, the cool aunt. Yeah, see, that's what I told her. She didn't like that, but she actually secretly likes it. And he actually like puts his hand over one side of his face and speaks to you into the mirror as if you're right next to him. And then he whispers into the mirror. But she secretly likes it. But don't let her. Don't tell her that you know that she likes it. Okay, like otherwise she's gonna get
Will
angry
do.
and she's gonna come out for me, and then it's the whole thing. Anyways, so we're gonna get you a goblin. All right, cool. So he's just walking through the castle now while he's talking with you. Meanwhile, your mother is following closely behind, and she's just patting her brow in cold sweats. And then and you hear the pitter patter of Greckleston III as he's bringing out more handkerchiefs for her, and then you hear the quiet talon clicks of one of the many owlin that live in your court, as she begins to speak of financial matters to the owlin, and so you just hear in the background, and then he turns the mirror over so that way you can see your mom going into complete girl boss mode, and he goes, all right, so your mom's talking over the logistics with one of the accountants right now. In the meantime, you got your old man here on the telly, or mirror on the mirror. Yep, that's me.
He's secretly like just a guy from like our time. Like Howl in the book.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit of a deeper cut.
That's a deeper
reference.
cut, but I like that. No,
I liked that one. That was good.
That was a good cut. But like he's just like, so but now he's like bobbing back and forth, like it's like bobbing up and down. It's like the mirror is moving with him. He can't keep it straight, so you just see this bobbing camera. So tell me, sweetheart, how are your adventures? He's trying real hard.
Well, they've been going great, somewhat. I mean, yeah, great. They've been going great.
Yeah,
Definitely.
even with the death and dismemberment going on around you.
Yeah, definitely nothing bad happening over here.
Honey,
Trust me.
death is not something to be laughing about. I mean, I get it, we're
Okay,
Fae, but like
maybe-
that's something that we shouldn't be laughing about. We're not
Okay.
unseelie here. We're just,
Maybe, just maybe a tiny bit. Don't tell mom, but maybe I might have caused a little destruction and almost killed a bunch of patrons. But don't tell mom, and please don't get mad.
Well, I was going to put a fun spin on that and say, what's a little adventure without collateral damage? But then you mentioned death. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to tell you a good life lesson has been learned here, which is beware your surroundings.
Yes, beware surroundings and don't bear hug the enemy, because you will blast a hole through a roof.
Wait, how does bear hug? Now he actually entered like a moment of seriousness. Like, wait a minute, how'd you bear hug an enemy and then blast a hole in the roof?
Well, I bear hugged my enemy and then I casted Fireball and then the roof exploded.
Oh, the old human fireball maneuver. Yeah. Our wizard was very keen on never doing that more than twice a day.
What?
What?
It's a strong wizard.
Yeah, he said that he always liked to cast the fireball at point blank range at its lowest possible level so that way he could survive the impact. But at least he knew he always caught the enemy in the blast.
What?
It's not that difficult to like aim the fireball.
What a man.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to old Bob.
He probably exploded.
I'm sure he's
Be right
fine.
back.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. He's got all of his fingers still.
Alright. Anyways, how have things been going back there?
Oh, things have been going great. You know, things have been ramping up since you left. We got more goblins. They
Ooh,
sort of
yay!
just
Did they just appear? Sorry, I'm not a part of this conversation.
You can be. I am fully allowing. Like, if you want to do something else, you like. I could just say right now, like, fuck it, she's here. Like, we ball. Like, I will ball right now.
No, I have other things I would be doing during this time
Okay.
than caring about Bobbit. I've said repeatedly, Bobbit is not my responsibility.
and
Exactly.
good for you for saying such a thing. He goes, yeah. So, funnily enough, these are actually goblins from your bow to be, as it were. He missed the memo that you left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he kind of missed the memo, but he felt bad, and so he said, "Hey, I feel bad. I didn't get to see Visper. Here's a contingent of goblins." So he sent over 500
Alright.
goblins.
Jesus.
500?
Yeah,
Dang!
he said it was a small gesture of
goodness.
goodwill. So yeah, so we have a much bigger standing army now, thanks to the 500 contingent goblins we got from your bow to be. Let me see
Dang.
here.
Was 500 really necessary?
I don't know. Maybe. We have 500 more than we had.
Give it a week.
Oh, and it's weird too. They don't crack jokes like our goblins do. Like they don't like they all don't have like really funny simple names like Bob and Tooth. Instead, they have really fancy names like Snagglehorn and Burnt Tongue and Sharptooth. The whole two syllables name thing they got going on.
Maybe they just need something to like lighten up or lighten the mood a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. So every day since you've been gone, every day I've slowly been pulling pranks on the new regiment of goblins.
Ooh, please tell me what pranks.
Well, one time I took all their left shoes, and then and I replaced them all with right shoes, so they all had two right boots, all of them, only right boots. Hey,
Oh
did
my
you
goodness,
hey, did
that's
you
a
know
classic.
did you know that boots have a uniform shape? Because I didn't.
No.
I didn't realize boots had a uniform shape. So actually what I was doing was just giving them new boots. So they just have half a pair of old boots and half a pair of new boots, which is really weird, but they didn't seem to notice it. They said they felt a little discomfort, but then there was this one time where where they were training with Dame Mordella, right? And I hollowed out all the weapons. All of them. Like all the wooden weapons, hollowed them out. Don't ask how I did it. It's really hard and complicated and it takes a while. But just know that I did it. Took me like a week, but I got around to it. Did he buy 500
Oh
right
my
shoes?
goodness.
No, he didn't buy 500 right shoes. He had boots. He just has them. Former adventurer
my
turned king of the spring court of Fae. The man has boots. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So whenever Dame Mordella struck the weapons would just shatter. It's awesome. Made a nice little cracking noise, like a firecracker. Might have also been due to the fact that I put firecrackers in the hollowed weapons, but that's besides the point.
Oh,
Huh?
Jesus.
a little dangerous.
Nah, they're fine. They kept all their fingers. And it's okay.
Gotta make sure they have all their fingers.
Yeah, it's okay.
Definitely.
It's okay. I blamed it on the brownies. And then that's when you hear a oi, and like just like a bunch of ois from the background, and then and he's like, oh shit. Hey, keep up the good work, guys. Nice clean haul. Yeah, nice clean haul. Hey, honey, word of advice when you take over the queendom, don't piss off the brownies.
All right. We'll keep that noted.
All right. So, anyways, so we're in the barracks now, and all the goblins are kind of just moseying around. Hello, goblins, and he's still talking to you on the fucking mirror, like, hello, goblins. It is I, King Damien. How's it going? And then all of them are just like, hi. Okay, I have a very important mission for one of you. Who wishes to volunteer? Well, don't all get up at once, jeez. Oh wait, you, new guy. Yes, you. No, not you. The one behind you. No. The one with the clean teeth. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, the one with the clipped ear. Yes, you. Yeah, come here.
Ooh.
All right. First off, say hi to your new princess. Hello, Princess Vispa.
Hi.
You see that his right ear has been clipped. Like he's missing half of his ear on his right ear. But he has the cleanest teeth you've ever seen in a goblin. And he just kind of like gives you like that.
Cool.
He kind of gives you like that really like low like smile so you can see all of his clean teeth. Like look at that, best teeth out of all the goblins. He's won an award for it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah. So anyways, this is gonna be the goblin that'll be getting you your money. How's that, huh?
Ooh. Cool. Yes. Thank you.
I'm doing what now, my lord? Oh, yeah, so we haven't set up a proper chain of trade and distribution yet to the material plane, so until then, we're sending you. That's the spirit, champ. All right, so as soon as your mom figures out how much money we are able to give you, we'll get that squared away, we'll give it to him, and then we'll teleport him through, and if he doesn't give you the money, he just dies. What? I'm joking. We're not gonna kill you. We're not cruel and unusual. We're vicious and hideous creatures.
Cool. Please don't kill the new staff.
I wouldn't kill your presents, sweetheart. They're yours.
I am not loving this.
Squirb, do you think something bad just happened?
Don't worry. We're actually don't worry. We actually don't have any way to actually kill the goblins yet.
When isn't something bad happening, Millennia?
True.
I feel like King Damien just got canceled on Twitter.
Weird. He had such a good track record going, and then suddenly he said something about murder.
And goblins, like, I wasn't really
Goblins
paying
as
attention to
presents?
the. I wasn't really paying attention to it.
So, anyways, what's your name, by the way? They call me Toothy. Toothy. Wow. Good name. I like that. That's really good. Yeah, that's a good name. So Toothy here, he's gonna bring over a satchel of coins for you, and then hopefully the returning spell works as intended.
Yay!
Yeah, it's gonna be
Hopefully
great.
it does.
Now I'm gonna go talk to your mom
Can't
real
lose
fast.
another.
We didn't lose anybody last time. Anyways, here's Toothy. Toothy, go talk. Please keep Princess Vispa busy. I'm gonna go talk to the queen here. We're gonna figure out how much gold we're gonna send our daughter. All right, we'll be back. And he walks away, and then you just see Toothy, and he just kind of like looks out at his compatriots, and then he looks down at the mirror, Hi.
World's longest
Hello.
FaceTime call.
Hello.
So I'm not gonna die, am I?
No, of course you shouldn't. I mean, you won't. I am not good at this, am I? You should not die. You're not going to. Like, going through the portal.
It's
You're
getting
not.
worse.
You'll be fine. And I give the most awkward smile.
It's like the slowest thumbs up in the in the camera, like.
Yeah.
He brings
You'll
it.
be fine.
He brings his fist up to the mirror, and then just a thumb just jets out, and he just like, okay. Well, honestly, I really like it here in the Court of Spring. It's a lot better than where I used to be.
Oh, where was that?
Oh, I was part of the Court of Autumn.
How is it over there? I've always been curious.
Cold.
I have assumed it would be.
Yep. All right. So, anyways, so we figured it out, honey. We can send over 500 gold. How's that?
Jeez.
Alright, that's good.
All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna need you to do, sweetie, so that way we can make sure this gets to you as quickly as humanly. Well, that's a little odd to be saying. As quickly as magically possible. We're gonna need you and your friend. Wait, are your friends there? Hello, friends. Are you there? And he's like trying to look around the
Ember.
mirror for you.
Hang on.
It's just me and Ember.
Oh, the fun one. Nice.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, that tracks.
That hurt a little. That got a little deeper than I expected it to. My bad. Damn, I didn't think that was gonna
She's
hurt.
currently in the bathroom.
Oh, that's fine. But as soon as he sees her, he's like, "Awesome, cool." So I want to need you and your friend to draw this magic circle, and he plasters a piece of paper, like, onto the mirror, because he doesn't know how close it needs to be.
It's just
I
turns
can't.
dark.
I can't really see anything. It's
I
too
get
close.
screen share on these.
My king, please just hold it off to just a little bit of an. Oh, got it. Yeah. Hey, good job, Greckleston. Thank you for that. Hey, yo. So anyway, so yeah, we just need you to draw this magic circle on the ground, and then we'll send our goblin over. Okay?
All right.
All right, cool. And I left a little something special in the bag.
Ooh.
It's a fairy mushroom.
So you spend like the next 5 minutes with Ember's help, drawing the magic circle as shown on the mirror. Again, the longest FaceTime call of all time. And then once you finish, he goes, "Did you do it? Is it done?"
Yep.
Perfect. Let me just make sure it's accurate.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That looks good. That looks okay. All right. Toothy, you ready? Yes. You got the money? Yes. And you got the special present in the bag? Pulls out you can't see it, but like you hear him shuffling through the coins. Yes. All right, good. All right, so this will be really quick. So you're gonna have to count to 20. All right, Toothy. After 20 seconds, the portal will shunt you right back here, right next to me. Okay? Okay. Now, if anything is left out, like when you teleport, there may be some problems. So, all hands and feet remain in the portal. Hands and feet remain in the magic circle at all times. You only hand out the money, and then you keep your hands and feet at your side, and then you teleport right back here after 20 seconds. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna make it 30 seconds. Hold on, honey. We're gonna make a small change to the magic circle. It's just gonna be this line right there, and then he has and like so like he draws on that piece of paper, and then he draws an arrow pointing to where the change is, and he goes, "Can you do that? Make sure it's 30 seconds. We're gonna make the circle 30 seconds, okay?"
All right.
All right. So you just quickly just draw that second. Okay, 30 seconds. That's enough time for you, Toothy. All right. Just say hi. Here's the money. Toss the money. Bye. Stand there. Got it? Got it. All right. All right. We're sending him over right now. Just make sure the area is clear. Magical knockback is a real concern. We don't want anybody getting hurt. Also, I recommend you stay 5 feet away from the magic circle, sweetheart. We don't want any magical knockback. I just told you, very dangerous stuff. Okay.
Are they doing it like in the middle of town square?
I mean, they basically
Yeah.
are in the middle of town square, yes.
That's awesome.
so you just saw so everybody's just like and then you just see like everybody's just like pulling back because like they heard this conversation in live, so they're just like everybody's like stepping like 10-15 feet back, and then Visper like steps like 5 feet back, and then he's just like, all right, and 3 2 1. The magic circle in Blasphatan begins to glow a myriad of rainbow colors as it oscillates, sort of like RGB. Just oscillate, and then a beam of light erupts from the mirror, and then you just hear Toothy, "I feel so powerful." and then you just see his silhouette, and then you hear him go, "Fuck." Bye. And then he throws you the bag. Bye. And then he just stands there for the most awkward 30 seconds.
So...
And then he just disappears.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, did
He
you get it? You got it?
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, we got to go back now, honey. I promised Dame Mordella that we would duel today, and now I'm already late by like 30 minutes, so I have to fight with one hand now.
All right. Tell my siblings I say hi.
Oh, don't worry, they know. Love and kisses. Bye, Peach Blossom. And then he like drops, and then like he like hands the mirror back to his wife, and then you just see him disappear in a cloud of leaves and wind. It's good to hear from you again, sweetie. See you later. Ta-ta. And then then the mirror just ripples, and it returns back to a simple hand mirror. So go ahead and add 500 gold to your pockets.
Woo! Money.
I rolled for
Achievement
that.
unlocked, utilizing resources.
Yeah, like I rolled for that amount. By the way, I that was not just a ass pull amount of money. I rolled for that.
Yay! I'm rich now.
No.
We'll,
Buy Bobbit his food.
we'll trust fund babies. Hey, next time, no nobles, please. Unless you're a disgraced
Really messes
noble.
with the balance of the game.
Unless you're a disgraced noble, no nobles, please. Next campaign.
I'll just play Asterion.
Yeah, okay.
Why, of course, darling. Anyway,
So you can play a pawn, just don't play a noble.
Yeah, he's not necessarily a noble.
Fucks nobly though.
you could kick him in the taint.
Yes. All right. Oh, so you have a small little present.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a little box, like a little like a small like hand-sized present box.
Mhm.
Would you like to open it now?
Yes.
Cool. As you pop it open, it is a very smooth. It looks to be like a piece of a sapphire. It's a very smooth sapphire, and when you put your hand on it, it projects an audio recording, and and it's an audio recording of your other siblings, and all you hear is "Hi, Vesper," and like various like pitches and tones ranging from ages like 5 to 16 ish. And they're just like, and then you hear one of the older ones like, "We hope you're doing well, sister, and we trust that you aren't causing too much havoc. Just know that we are thinking of you, and that we are hoping that your adventure proves just as enlightening as we hope it does. And and know that we are keeping an eye on Father. Yes, do not worry about him. He is doing just fine." As for as far as we are concerned, we are doing quite well. The little ones have just started learning to properly write now. Yes, I can write my name. Yes. Yes. Violet can now write her name.
Huh?
I'm sorry, that was all I heard too.
I can write.
You couldn't before?
No, I have. I've been able to the whole time
Right.
I've been quote unquote alive.
Well, now you know that Vesper has a sister named Violet.
Oh,
Let's make sure that's not the most confusing thing that happens today. Yes, and I have undergone, and you recognize this to be your the closest to you in age before you magically aged to 20. He was 16 years old. This is your younger brother.
Is Visper the eldest?
Visper is currently the eldest because the eldest died at war. Yes.
Right.
So this is your brother, and he goes. I have recently been taking up swordsmanship from Dame Mordella. It is exhausting and painful. I see why you didn't take up to swords. But we're doing good. I'm getting better. I now no longer drop the blade. Anyways, Visper, just know that should you ever need to, you have a home to come back to. So please come back alive and bring your friends along next time, and hopefully you'll introduce us to them next time. Goodbye.
Sorry, we forgot about y'all. Whoops.
Rutro.
Irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, children. And that was the whole message. Very quaint, very simple, but it was a message. Okay, so how many pounds of food did we need a week to feed this guy?
Figured if we're going on a high end, probably about 30 pounds a week.
Okay.
Low end would be about 15.
Okay. And it's 1-to-1, so 1 gold coin per pound of food.
Alright. So 30 a week.
And it's dried food, so this will last a while.
Yeah. I mean, I
Month's
could get
worth
some...
would be 120.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go get a month's worth.
So 120 pounds of food.
Yep.
It's a lot, though.
Cool. Quick question. What are yours and Ember's strength scores?
Mine is 11.
Mine is 12.
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome. So, if I remember this correctly, which it's going to be funny, if this works out. If I recall correctly, your strength score
Olivia has to
directly-
go.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Your strength score
Gotcha.
directly correlates to your ability to lift. I would say between the two of you, you should be able to lift 120 pounds collectively. Just worth of dried goods. Pretty funny, not gonna lie. I have yet to give you guys a magic bag or a you know a removable hole or whatever the hell that thing is called.
Portable hole.
Portable hole. Yeah, I've yet to give you guys one of those, which is odd. I never thought I would have to do that, but now that I'm here recognizing the problem, it's sort of weird that I haven't. like you guys are level 8 and you guys never got. I mean, you never really needed it before. Then again, you guys didn't have a land shark to feed before, so. I'll make note of it. Anyways, if you have to go, Lumi, you have to go. I will continue through the rest of us, and then we'll catch you up next week. All right?
All right.
Take it easy, Lumi.
Bye.
Okay. So, Bobbit has secured sustenance. Everyone, congratulations! We've done it.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Hooray.
Woohoo!
We can now
Woohoo!
we can now feed the living tank. Hey Amber, what are you gonna do with the rest of your time after lugging around 120 pounds worth of food with with Visper?
Well, usually I would fall back on heading to like a bar or pub and performing a little bit, but I imagine I might be pretty tired after lugging around all that food. So I think I'm just gonna hang back on the street corner and people watch for a while.
Fun. Then let's
Yeah.
make our way over to Violet. Violet, what were you doing during all this time?
I'm going to the library.
Right. So you make your
Nerd.
way back to the.
Sorry.
Hi, pot. Meet kettle. Guess what? You're black. So you make your way to the Royal Library, and this place is still a absolute hub of activity. People coming and going. Everybody from merchants to commoners are coming in and out of the archives. What are you looking for when you make your way to the library?
Obituaries from about 2 years ago.
Okay, easy enough. You step up to the lectern, and you make a request to look up obituaries from the last 2 years, and a small blue orb appears out of the book, and you begin to follow it like you did once before you went to the Feywild. You follow it to the obituary section, and then it lights up, and then when it reaches a certain point, the light orb expands and presses up against a bookshelf, and then it highlights everything that's within that search spectrum. It's half a bookshelf. It's a 4-tiered bookshelf, right? And half of those bookshelves are highlighted of obituaries for you within those 2 years.
Okay.
And what are you looking for specifically within these obituaries?
Are there pictures?
Some of them, yes, but not all of them.
Some of them?
Yes.
Mm.
These are mostly written records of people who have deceased.
Violet is looking for herself.
Ooh, okay. Are you looking for it under Violet, or are you looking for it under a different name?
Violet would be the first thing to look under, but
Okay.
she's also like, if she finds one with a photo, she'll skim through to see if does this person look like me?
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for an investigation because you're pretty confident in your own name. So you quickly skim through. So you grab all the books that have that are within that section, because everything's alphabetized, and so it's ordered.
Right.
So the shelves are ordered in year, and then the shelves are, and then each individual book is ordered in letter. So
Right.
if you think about it, there's at least a minimum of 26 books to a shelf, one for each letter of the alphabet. But there are
Okay.
extras to compensate for the number of people who might also exceed the threshold of a book.
Yeah. What's a common first letter of a name? I don't know. S volume 1, S volume 2.
Right, exactly like that. So there are 3 books that encompass the letter V, one from each of the years, and then an additional one that appeared in the year prior to this current one that you're living in. So last year.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
As you skim through everything again in alphabetical order, so it goes VA and then VB. Like for some reason somebody has VB as a name. Don't worry about it. And then it just kind of goes down to you find Violet's, and it just tells you the person's name, the date in which they died, and how they died. But there are no, but like besides that, and then there's a small blurb of the individual. So and like you find that in 2 of the 3 books. It's just like, again, the name, the date in which they died, and a little bit about the person and how they died.
So I would know roughly when I was resurrected, right?
Yes, you would.
So I'm looking for a couple months behind the day I was resurrected, I would say.
Okay. So as you're kind of skimming through, based off your name, the dates don't match up for Violet's. At least based on how you understand when you were resurrected, the dates don't match up to the time.
Can I get this magical orb to help filter down further?
How would you like to do so?
Look for dates in these books about 3 I'll go with like 3 to 9 months before the date that I give for as my resurrection day.
Okay. So there's there's like a smaller lectern that you can go to that's at the end of every that's like at the end of every like section of like or category of books. And if you place and when you open it up, you can narrow down the search that way, and then a ball of light will travel that way. But so you go to one of those and you narrow it down to that specific like range of dates and everything like that, and then a small purple orb will fly in, and then it highlights the books themselves. The books still remain in blue, but because you're specifically looking for these books, all the other books that are irrelevant to your search the light fades from them. And then the books that you are currently reading, the 3 books with the letter V in them, it highlights in purple all the names of the dates within that range.
Is it like an incredibly overwhelming amount?
I would say it's about it's not exceedingly overwhelming, but like because you are looking for all letter V's within the specific date, a good portion of the book does light up, yes, for each book.
Yeah.
So if you want to narrow down your parameters even further, you can do so, and then it will make the adjustments as necessary.
I don't really have much to go off of.
Could do it by how you died.
Which is an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
As a character, do you recognize how your character died? Does Violet understand how she died before she became resurrected?
To her best understanding, she died fighting.
Okay.
So I guess maybe are there like jobs listed?
It states occupations in the obituary blurbs, but I will point out These are just because you would understand this, both as a character and as a person. These are reported deaths.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
So,
Are there also missing persons in here, or is that a different spot?
that would be under the Scott Aldine's department because they handle missing person cases.
Awesome. Okay.
But you can look over old case files. Like that is a thing you do have access to.
Yeah. For now, let's stick to obituaries and then move on if we can't find anything.
Okay, cool.
So I'll filter down to mercenary.
Okay. So what once was like 7 pages per book has been reduced to about 3.
Okay.
And then when you go to those specific pages, it's about maybe half a page each of those 3. It fits the
Mhm.
criteria of within that specific date with the letters starting with the letter V in the name and had an occupation of mercenaries or adventurers.
Right. And then they do have cause of death listed.
Yes, most of them are died in active duty. Is like the wording used for cause of death is died in active duty.
I'll add that to my filters, even though it won't help much for
Okay.
adventurers.
Okay.
It'll get rid of some of them.
Yeah, absolutely it does. So those 3 pages become 1 page within each book. If you are
That's
adding
much
died
more
within
reasonable.
active duty. So yeah. And then within that page, about maybe 4 or 5 names crop up that fit that specific criteria within each book.
Okay. So at this point, I'm starting to look through the books, skimming these obituaries to see if any of them if any of them fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just for a note, why the fuck can't searches work like this? Where you just fucking keep narrowing it down to like the very minute specific till it gets it. Instead, we still have to do a cast a wide net and see what we find.
I mean, libraries, honestly, like I've been like learning how to use my local college library for research stuff. It is really actually awesome at filtering stuff like that.
Trust me, yeah, college campuses are amazing when it comes to
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
So there are places that do that.
I just wish it
the
was a
general
universal
internet isn't.
Yeah, I just wish it was a
Awesome.
universal constant.
Yes.
Filter.
I mean, there are tools to do that in
There are.
Google. They're just not intuitive.
They're not intuitive or exactly common. So,
Mhm.
but like I would love that. Just filter. Found it. Okay, so you look over. Since there are about 5 names per page, you find out of those 3 books from each page, all 3 of them have a violet in them. All of them are mercenaries. They died at around that same year, roughly within that time frame, give or take a month or 2 or so apart from each other. And they do say that they died in active duty. One of the violets was a former Skada Aldine black cat that died during active duty, but because she was former Skada Aldine, she was henceforth most of her money came from being a mercenary, so she died with the skills of a black cat. Another violet, and that one was a human. Another violet. This one says that she was a half elf, and
Oh, yeah, add filter human.
yeah. Okay, cool. So that immediately eliminates all but 1 name per page. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm Violet knows that she's like a human person that's been reborn.
Yo, death is weird, guys. I'm just saying. Like, death works in mysterious ways. Okay, so yeah, 1 name per page then. So the first book was the former Skada Aldine agent who became a mercenary named Violet. And then it's just that she died in the line of duty. And then the second Violet says that she was a mercenary born and raised in Blasvatan, took on mercenary work and that she was she was a very kind and caring individual. She sadly lost her life to a land shark attack, specifically, but it just says died in the line of active duty for you know brevity. And then the third violet says that this one says died in the line of active duty, and this one she was also a mercenary, but they said that the corpse was not recoverable. It's part of the obituary.
That's weird. Okay. I'm going to go through all these books because at this point, there's not a whole lot to differentiate between these people that are all mercenaries that died.
Yeah.
Um,
I will also note that all the mercenaries that you've looked at, they do not have pictures. Just to help give you
Right.
that filter, they did not have pictures.
so yeah, I'm gonna start writing down these names.
Okay.
Of the people who uh, fit my current criteria, which should be around like 30 names, right?
Yes, roughly.
Okay.
And are you and you have specifically narrowed it down to everybody with the letter V as their starting initial?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Then, all right. So mercenaries within what did you say, 2 to 9 months prior to your resurrection?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 to 9 months prior to your resurrection. I'm adding this to the notes now.
Mhm.
So I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Our filters were like mercenary, died in active duty.
Yep.
Uh,
died within 2 to 9 months of your resurrection.
yeah. So for like timeline reasons, because this is actually kind of important now.
Yes.
The game has been running for about a month, right? In game time,
Roughly, it's been about 2.
roughly 2 months. Okay. Violet had been alive, quote unquote, alive for about a year.
Yep.
Before that. And so now we're going for another 2 to 9 months before that date.
Okay.
Ish. So roughly 2 years ago.
We should also add in that it's that human should be a
Yes,
criteria.
human is the other criteria.
It's a
Okay.
very common.
Yeah. But now that I've got my list of names, I'm going to apply pretty much the same filters to old missing persons cases from the same time period.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you go back to the common, or to the major lectern, the largest lectern, and then you funnel down the search to missing people, and then you find the small lectern, and you punch in everything we just wrote down.
Mhm.
So human mercenaries who have been reported missing within 2 to 9 months of the date in which you were resurrected.
Mhm.
That small purple orb appears once more and zips through the halls into the Skada Aldin area, where you will find all the missing persons cases, and then it hits one particular book.
Only one?
Only a single book.
Well, there we go.
And I have to pull up something real fast, make sure my timeline is correct. It has been a hot minute. Where is it? Where did I put that? Dude, where did I hide that note? It's in here. I know it is. You think you're prepared, and then this.
Whoops.
No, this is on me. Oh wait, did I start it? I probably started. I didn't start it. Darn it. Oh, wait a minute. I can filter out the search. Hold on. I can do the filtering now too.
Yes. Control F. Let's
Control F,
go.
let's do this. Let's go. Anima, anima, anima. Where? Where did my filter go? Nope, not it. Not that one. Although I found where I was hiding the other notes I was working on. Whoa. That's where you were. I just found my old character in campaign notes from a different campaign setting. Yes. Let's go. But that is neither here nor there. Let me see here. Da, 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 da. Nope, 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 nope. This is my VTubing stuff. Nope, not that one. Those are pictures. That is. That's not right. That's not right. Is it in a different file? Am I in the wrong? Is it in a different folder? Let me find out now. Okay.
I believe in you.
At this point, I might actually just have to ask Mafia to resend me the documents that I thought I cleverly put away. If you can find them.
My
Yes.
original Violet document and my story doc.
Yes, please. If you can just resend those. I thought I saved them, but I don't know if I might have accidentally deleted them when I was cleaning my computer. Wait. Hold on.
Can you search on your Google Drive?
Hold on. I think, was it...
Oh, it's not too far up in our DMs, actually.
Right. Okay, cool. I think it was this one, yeah. Oh no, I had this one. Okay, cool. So I had the documents. I just didn't know if that was the right document I need to look for.
These are the Google Docs I have on her.
Okay. I was thinking of the character sheets.
The character sheet. Oh, the old ones?
Yeah, the old ones. Are those
The
still
old
relevant
ones.
or no?
Yes, I have those.
Okay, so if those are still relevant, then I will need copies of those as well. And this time, I'm going to make sure I star these motherfuckers.
Do I have a? I do. They are semi-relevant. Things have been
Things have been
changed, modified and changed. So some of this isn't canon anymore, but
Okay, then I will have to go over that at a later time.
this is the original concept before I even was here in Sand and Shadow, in the Sand and Shadow of it.
So
so some of it, like, she used to be a half elf. That's not true anymore. She's a human.
okay, so outside of
reborn.
outside of physicality features like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so but otherwise this is still accurate. Like I can still utilize this.
Yeah, anything that has been been like whatchamacallit, overruled. Assume anything that isn't accurate anymore has been overruled by what we've done in the campaign. So,
Right,
like,
obviously.
Yeah, anything that isn't super named characters or things like that are like whatever.
All right, cool. I didn't want to
changed.
mess up the facts that we had. So
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then we will finish that up here. All right, cool. So, I also apologize. I didn't realize I was holding those guys up longer than I thought. That's on me.
Yeah.
But we're going to get this story beat done, and then we're gonna call it. Then we're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
Okay.
To be honest, in terms of lore things, the Google Docs are more.
The Google Docs are
accurate,
more accurate for the time frame.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Then I will worry about them then. And I will take
Okay.
these into consideration way more. So as it continues to narrow down, there's a single book that lights up. And as you pull the book and you open it up, again, just to make sure you no longer are using Violet as the name search function. Okay, cool. So it lights up that whole book, and then when you open the book, you notice that there are 3 pages that are highlighted, and when you do so, you realize that all the names on these 3 pages fit the criteria of mercenary that have been reported missing within that time frame, within the 2 to 9 months prior to your resurrection. And that they are human. These 3 pages light up, and then as you're scanning through it, would you like to make a history check to see if any of these names are recognizable to you?
Yes. Actually, one more second, because I just realized there was one other thing that
There's
I
another
need
document?
to give you. Yeah, here are the other 2 documents
Perfect.
that are important.
Yes. Okay. Cool. These are the ones that
I think those are the ones you want. Yeah.
Yeah. These are the ones that
I just realized that looking through my old character files.
Thank God.
Yes. Okay. What did you ask me?
So would you like to roll a history check to see if any of these names are recognizable
Yes.
to you?
Right. Where's my history? Okay, I forgot where H was in the alphabet for a second.
Bro, I forget what letter of the day is, all right? Like, don't even worry about it. Don't stress it.
That is a 15, straight 15.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
first roll
Actually,
of the night.
actually, wait a second. 15's not bad, but I
But-
feel like this is an appropriate time to use knowledge of the past from my past life
correct.
for an extra D6
This is
of
what I was going to ask.
up to 16. Let's go.
All right, so 16, perfect. Okay, so
Yeah.
as you're skimming through these names, some of these names don't feel right, or just don't feel like you would be called that. You know, you're going through and like the first name you see is Abigail, and you're like, no. You kind of go through, so you go through Abigail, and then there's Brianna, and then like Charlie's, Charlie, and like as you just kind of keep going through the names, none of these are becoming recognizable, except for 2 names. One of them that catches you off guard is the name Hannah. But you don't know why that name sounds so familiar. You just know that it's important, and you feel that it's important. So the name of Hannah Dawn Forest. There's no pictures. It's just reports. But a Hannah Dawn Forest, half elf, and was reported missing, and she was reported missing just at the very edge of your search window, like 9 months prior to your resurrection. And then as you continue scrolling through the names, another one begins to tug at your consciousness. A Penny Torvak, human and mercenary, and then this one says that this one was reported missing at around the same time as Hannah, about 9 months prior to your resurrection.
This looks like it. I'm going to write down both those names.
Okay, cool. I'll have to do some research. Alrighty. So with these two names now jotted down, is there anything else you would like to research while you are at the archives?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then with that, I think this is as good a spot as any to call it.
Yeah,
sorry,
seeing as most of the party's gone.
Seeing as most of the party's gone, that's not on me. But also we did start late, so work. But yes, thank you so much for the documents. I'm going to need to. I starred them now, so they're now here. I have them. I pray. Hold on. Let me reload my. Yes. Okay. They're here. They're in my starred section now. So I will not lose them. I'll be able to use these now. Perfect. We're good. We're fine. I'm happy. Everything's okay now. Everything's gonna be fine. So with that in mind, guys, that's gonna be it from us today. Hopefully next week we start on time. No promises, but hopefully next week we will start on time and we'll have the full party here with us again. Happy beginning of spooky month, because it is
Woohoo.
October 1st. So, and then I do have plans. I do have something special in line for us for spooky month, which is funny because it falls the weekend. The last weekend of the month does fall within the last 3 days of October, and I do have a special plan in mind depending on how far. It's one of two things. It will depend on how far you guys get, but I do have something in mind for the 29th, assuming everybody is going to be here. For our wonderful intrepid investigators, and
For a
if,
Halloween special.
yeah, perhaps yes, for a very special Halloween extravaganza, as it were. But yeah, so look forward to that on the 29th. But that's my little secret. But it's an open secret now. So I have something special planned for the 29th. But otherwise, keep an eye out on my Twitter and keep an eye out on the Discord if you haven't joined us already. Actually, you know what? They're already up there. Nightbot, thanks. Good going, Nightbot. Thank you. But yeah, with all that in mind, we're gonna call it. So yeah, did you guys have any plans for this weekend, or for this week, or you guys still on a weird hiatus for streaming?
I am. I want to try to stream tonight, maybe in like an hour and a bit,
Yeah,
and some change.
We'll
see.
Yeah, we'll see. How about you, Frog?
I will eventually now be returning to streaming because I have a new graphics card.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I
You were
can
waiting for the
actually stream
upgrade.
the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, I gotta upgrade. I gotta figure out what to upgrade first. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it from us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again. And then we will see you next Sunday. In the meantime, though, grab something to eat, get something to drink, relax, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.